Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely, lovely listeners. It has been a hot, sexy minute since Pippa and I have been here entertaining you, intriguing you, inviting you into our lives. So if you are new, this is season 2 of the Wisdom of Womanhood podcast. I am whoop, whoop, whoop. I am Showy Moon. I'm one of your co-hosts, and I am joined so beautifully, and I'm so happy we're together again by the amazing Pippa.
Hello, everyone. Season 2. It's been a while, but I think it was the break that was. You have to take a break, don't you, to realize and step back from how amazing last year was and how we did season 1 throughout my whole pregnancy. I think that was
We
so special.
did.
I said that to Chris last night when I told him I was recording tonight with you. I was like, oh, we literally started the podcast and I just found out I was pregnant. So I was like, the
Mhm.
whole of the wisdom of womanhood was evolving through my pregnancy. So I just feel like it's really the next stage now. What's the next stage for season 2 and what we're going to be talking about and just the exciting topics and how we've grown over the past year as well, or almost a year. I know we did a quick. What was actually interesting was I look back on the last episode we did, and it was about my birth story and how God so disconnected I felt at Christmas. I listened to some of it last week in the car. I was like, I just didn't sound myself. I didn't sound myself. I wasn't as bubbly and just normal Pip how I felt. And then fast forward to now, I feel very calm. I've definitely grown and done some really powerful somatic work this year, especially being a mom and how that looks. But yeah, season 2, I'm really excited. It feels good to start coming back to bring some topics and our wisdom as always.
Yeah, and so on that, if there were any particular conversations that you loved about the episodes we already have out, or that you'd like us to expand on, or that you found were the most beneficial, or there's something you want more of, we would love your feedback. We would love to hear what avenues you want us to go down. Obviously, everything that we're about is real, fucking authentic, honest, sometimes slightly taboo conversations for women. We are not who we were when we were recording last time. You know, as Pippa said, a lot has changed in our lives. We are doing different things with our time. You know, we have different practices we go into. We're at different stages for both of us in our motherhood. Like I'm celebrating 14 years of motherhood on Thursday, on the 7th of August. My daughter was born 14 years ago. And you're not a fresh mama anymore. You know,
Hmm.
you're 9 months into the journey. That's a
Yeah.
lot. And so we'd love to meet you where we're at now and open up some potential doorways into the things that we feel passionate about expressing, but would really love to involve you in that process more and more. We want this to be super co-creative. So we will be more active in our social media spaces. We'll share some bits and pieces about things that are going on, and we'd love to get, yeah, just some inspiring thoughts and ideas and reflections from all of you.
I just had a thought too, whether we start to do some live hot seat coaching where we can just bring people on and they can ask a question of what they're struggling with, and we can give our beautiful wisdom to them online. We can do a live maybe. I'll just think about that anyway, just out of just the blue. I was thinking of things we could do just to kind of bring support to you guys, because some of you have been listening from day one. And some of you have messaged us both and asked when we're coming back and where we're here now. We might not be releasing as many because, as Shall we said, we're different lives now. We're both mums, of course, but we both have busyness outside of that too. So we will bring as much as we can to you always. And yeah, if we can bring other topics that we haven't spoken about, if you have any real big questions you want us to kind of sit with, a certain question you want us to answer, and we can meditate on that answer and bring some guidance from above and guidance from the universe, our own guidance, our own thoughts, to help you because there are some questions that are burning, around. So just send them across to us because we would be happy to have like a solo episode on a certain question. And if we do find that some questions are overlapping, we'll kind of do like one big one as well. I just want to kind of bring some more of those things in, like really hitting topics and questions that people are really struggling with. So we can kind of have that, back and forth. And Xiao and I have great perspectives. We've been brought up in very different environments, as you know from previous episodes, and we bring different perspectives. And that's what's beautiful about us all. We all have very different perspectives, and how we see the world and how we help people can be different. But we still are coming from compassion and empathy. So we're here for that. Season 2, I'm excited for because I feel like it's just going to be a different conversation.
Mm. Yeah,
Different. Mm,
I'm setting an intention to be even more honest.
yes.
Like even more honest with myself and honest with people listening
Mm,
because for those of you that don't know what the pentacle around my neck represents, it is all about speaking divinity, speaking truth, speaking wisdom really clearly and for the benefit of others. And that also means me. So my intention going for is even more honesty. And people are like, how the fuck could you get more brutally honest? I really am, more accountability. I did have a look at our episodes on YouTube, and the self-pleasure one I think has been listened to more than any of the others.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think definitely some sauciness. That's what I'm going to be bringing in. I'd love to do
yes.
some episodes specifically around like dominance and submission and what that can look like in a
Yeah.
relationship dynamic. Like kink spaces because that's obviously my area of passion. And because again, those are the conversations that a lot of the time people aren't hearing because there's still this little bit of spicy taboo
Yeah.
that goes around them.
Mm. Yeah, and I'd love to touch on what sex looks like in motherhood
Oh,
because people think,
yeah.
oh, it all goes away and you don't have as much sex anymore because you're so tired. And I want to let you know that sex doesn't always mean intercourse. So that's going to be definitely a topic Shally and I will love to explore. But I think, yeah, like I said, now I've been in motherhood for 9 months and how that's shifted my relationship with Chris and how it's shifted my relationship with myself and what my practices look like and my decisions, what my decisions look like in life and how I've managed to, I don't even want to say like, not to become more selfish, just to choose Noah, choose Noah in a moment of like, I need to choose Noah in this moment, or I need to choose Noah in this situation, and how like my whole world evolves around him. And obviously my husband and my two stepchildren and myself and my close friends, but it's kind of having this like ripple effect, my core, and then, my outer circle. And also how your friendships change when you become a mom and
Yeah.
realizing who actually is truly authentic and wants to be a part of your life and however that looks like.
Mm.
And how some naturally fall away and that's okay. So I
Mm.
think there's just different like when you being about being honest, I want to be more like for me the intention is to be I think I want my depth to be more self-aware like I want to go deeper in what I'm trying to say. Pause in moments where because I can just run my mouth and be like blah 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 and just have like there might be moments in the episode where I pause and I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to let that pause be there while I just think and maybe take a download or maybe just take a breath while I just want to answer in a certain way. So I'm going to have more calmness into the episodes because I feel like I have become more calm being a mom, which again, society, you think you would turn the opposite being a mom. You'd be stressed and tired and cranky and hormonal, but yeah, like they can surface every now and then depending on the day, but overall, I do feel really calm.
Yeah, beautiful. Mm.
Mm.
And there's also like another piece that I think would be really good for us to go into, which will be relatable for any woman at any stage of their life. And I'm currently actually fighting the medical system and getting this done, but is around hormones,
Yeah.
like hormone testing things, hormone disruptors,
Yeah.
All of the things that from our environment that impact us as women and our hormones, and just more information. I know we had that fantastic interview with the focus on seed cycling.
Yeah.
However, actually, just to open up a really good, informative conversation around the different expressions and depths that we move through, not just within our cycles and whether they're regular, irregular, whether you're on birth control or not, or whether, it's someone that is only just starting their bleeds or is postmenopausal, just some really nice open conversations. Because as
Yeah.
I'm navigating through this at the moment, the more I've been speaking to women, the more women that are like, yeah, I think that there's something maybe happening with my
Mm.
hormones and I think some things might be impacting it. And it's extremely hard to actually get support from the mainstream medical system within it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, unless you can afford the hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go and actually see an endocrinologist or get that kind of support, you
Mm.
really struggle to get the information. So
Yeah.
that feels like a really nice idea. And then also, we did have the idea of having both Michael and Chris onto the podcast at some
Yes. That would be
point
awesome.
to interview them around like what it is actually honestly to be in a relationship with a woman. Like
Yeah, and
things
then
that
shit
ways
filter
they've
off.
grown as men, things they recognize, things that they value, things they find challenging,
Yeah.
things that have really helped them grow into the men that they are
Yeah, and we can
within
maybe ask some
relationships
like
as well.
surprising questions to each other. So you can ask Chris some like surprising
Uh-huh.
questions and I can ask Michael. So they're like stuff
Oh
we don't
yeah.
even know. We're not going to prep them.
Uh-huh. 100%. 100%.
Something, well, I would kind of Chris does this anyway, but it kind of got me thinking about his podcast and he's got a business partner with his podcast. And I was thinking, because our time is so limited, and I was thinking, if we want to bring guests on and we both can't be on the call together at the same time, I think we both just feel free to record them and just post them because it's actually the wisdom that needs to get out there. So
Mm,
sometimes Chris and Angie, they're in different time zones. So she's in Florida, we're in New Zealand. Sometimes the interviews, unless they're a big interview, like kind of a mini celebrity in the conservation world, they'll definitely like, wait, stay up late and things like that. But if there are any experts that we think we need to get them on and our times don't line up, we will do our best to just bring them to you. If it is solo, great. If it's both of us, perfect. Because I
mm.
think that wisdom is needed through that too. So if you're happy with that, I am too.
Yeah, definitely. And on that, if you have people that you'd really love us to interview, then let us know because we will hit them up. I know there's a couple of people on my radar that I am really looking forward to being able to get on the podcast. But if there's someone that you know is a specialist in a particular field or someone you just
Mm,
love to be able to have a chat with or listen to or ask some questions, then let us know as well and we
yeah.
can set those up.
Yeah, and if we do have any special guests on, we'll definitely give you a heads up and you can ask some questions for them. We'll ask the questions at the end, do like a little Q&A at the end. But yeah, I'm really excited. There's just something really, it's bubbling for season two. I just feel it's just a different
Fresh.
energy.
It feels fresh.
It does. Yeah, it
Mm.
does. And then we will be coming back with an episode for season two tomorrow. So we're going to be recording back to back today and tomorrow. So tomorrow's topic is all going to be around church and what that looks like. So a little hint, Shawi and I started church in different ways. I didn't even
Mhm.
realize that Shawi had started church. So maybe it was just something, energetically aligned there. I'm looking forward to talking about that because of all the societal opinions of what church is supposed to look like. So I'm really excited to talk about that tomorrow to see how, that plays out with the conversation. I'm actually going to sit with it too and see if we can like channel some Jesus energy or Mary Magdalene energy and see what
Mm,
that feels like coming through.
mm. Yeah, I've just finished reading Dolores Cannon's book on the client she had who was having past life regressions around the times of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That was incredible. And I just recently watched Christspiracy as well. And so
Wow.
everything is at the forefront of yeah, my life right now, really
Yeah.
unpacking what isn't true and never was true,
Mm,
and bringing back her, into God, because
mm,
somewhere along the way, pieces have been missed. And so it's a real reclamation. I feel it with a lot of people right now into bringing back truth instead of what has been done to that truth over time,
Yeah.
for the benefit of some.
Yeah.
So that feels really good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it does. It feels good. And then we will promise to bring you some episodes whenever we find the time. And yeah, we're definitely going to be posting on YouTube too. So if you are more of a YouTube type of person, you can listen to us on any podcast platform. But yeah, YouTube, we're still going to be posting on there. So if you want to see our beautiful faces, you can watch us on YouTube.
Mm. Love you guys. I'm so
Love
happy to
you
be back
all.
in your ear holes.
So good to be back. Feels good to
Mm.
be talking again.
Mm. Feels good to be spending a
And
bit
I
of
love
time
you
with
and I
her
missed you.
together. I know.
Like,
We're like,
like
we
doing
just
this
really miss
hug.
each other. Yeah. All right, darlings. We will see you next time. Hear from us next time.
Yep.
Get in touch with us in all the different ways, whether it be through the podcast platforms or us individually. If you've got any ideas, any suggestions, yeah, anything that tickles your
Anything.
fancy you want us to bring in, anything and everything is welcome. All of you is welcome here.
Yes, all of you. Love
Mm.
you all, and we'll see you soon.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Mm.